Sign up today.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the October 8th, the Thirsty Thursday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we'll go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But much more important than that, during this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in, 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, we've got you covered there too. Let those fingers do the walking. Go ahead, send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question in our Tiger's Den. Well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on terrific Thursday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. All the indices in the green. The Dow's up 74, S&P 21, NASDAQ 50. We're going to take a look at the what the markets are doing, what they mean right now, what levels to be watched come the end of the day. So when I began the show, and it really began it, when I began the 1 o'clock update out there, we spent a little time taking a look at the Wilshire 5000. So I'll pull that screen over here. This is going to be something we're going to want to watch tomorrow, most certainly. Tomorrow, Monday, or what have you. Today is the bar following bar number 9 of a TD9 count. And so if the Wilshire 5000 representing approximately 4,000 stocks that are headquartered here in so it's U.S.-based companies, so we're getting a feel for the health of the U.S. out here. So you do have a topping signal that's in place. Now, if price is able to close above the high of today, whatever that high is, don't know what it is going to be come day's end, it does that tomorrow or closes above it on Monday or Tuesday, it tells you about a strong momentum move that is underway for the Wilshire 5000. If that's the message for the general markets, well, maybe that's sending you and I a signal. No, not maybe. It would be sending you and I a signal out here. And that signal inside the Wilshire 5000 is the advance would take price up to 36,152, create a Gartley sell, which you're looking at on the screen right now, highlighted in green is the Gartley buy. So that would become one price projection area. 36,698 would be another potential price target. One thing at a time out here, the Wilshire 5000. New York Stock Exchange would be the next one to look at. But in the case of the NYSE, it's 1 day behind the bar counts for the Wilshire 5000. New York Stock Exchange today will form bar number 9 of a TD9 count. Now, in both instances, both of these could be topping signals that form today, so we've got to be careful. Now, in the case of the New York Stock Exchange, with today only being bar number 9, we really wouldn't know about the momentum, strong momentum to the upside until Monday evening, Tuesday perhaps, Wednesday. Something along those lines. But both of these indices, broad indices, do have the TD9 count pattern. Again, New York Stock Exchange 1 day behind, meaning it can make a higher high tomorrow for that pattern to still complete out here. The other indice, which has also been on fire, really, it's the indice that has been on fire here lately, is the Russell 2000. Today, it enters bar number 9 of a TD9 count pattern. So we've got 3 large indices. We don't have the NASDAQ composite out here. We can go take a look at that. But these 3 would appear to have topping patterns and signals forming today. In the case of the Wilshire, that was yesterday. We've got a caller on the line, so we have call-ahead seating. Let's go to our first caller. That is Brent in Martinez, California. Brent, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing well, Steve. I hope you're doing the same.
I am. Thank you very much for asking. And Occidental Petroleum, is that what we're going to take a look at here first?
Yeah, I'm long the stock. I bought it on that Friday 9th bar. So I'm in about 9.5 range.
Yes.
And I just have my stop at that low of that day. But my question was, I know there's going to be some different resistance levels that it's going to have to contend with, and I was hoping you could take a look at that. I did notice on the, on the daily, I use that 18 EMA for the OUL.
Okay.
Establishing that. And so I did notice on that on the daily, it hasn't been able to get above that since back in June. And it's a bit above that today. And I'd like to see a couple of days above that, but it just seems like an area. That's probably the first one I'm looking at, and I'm sure you have some others to kind of key on as well.
Yeah, sure. So one of the things you can do, I've got my automated trend tool up here. And it has selected, Brent, the August 25th high, and it selected the high from September the 18th, which also happened to run into, in essence, the high of 2 days ago. So a nice little trend line, 3 nice little contacts, and what you have today on a daily time frame is price trading above it. Hopefully it closes above it. That would be a nice bullish signal. Second bullish signal would be the top of the daily profiles at 1071. You're trading at 1083. So a close above that today and then tomorrow. 2-bar close over that would be bullish. Now, from a profile standpoint, to come up with price projections, because price is trading below the bottom of the weekly and bottom of the monthly profile, those areas become your upward price projection because they can act as resistance. So what are those areas? You've got 1246 and 1286. So that would be the range if, in fact, we see 2 closes above this 1071 for Occidental Petroleum. Now, we'll go take a look at my other charts here. But any question on these charts at the moment?
No, that's great. That's what I was looking for.
Okay, perfect. So let's go pull over my white background charts. We'll see what the oscillator and change line is printing at right now to help you. So the oscillator and change line, Brent, is actually at about $9.71, give or take. So in the case of Occidental Petroleum, folks, we were just talking about the TD9s and looking at the Wilshire, the New York Stock Exchange, the Russell 2000. Here we can see that the Occidental Petroleum formed a 9-count pattern on October the 2nd. Price was also moving lower with less energy out there. And the gap up that took place on October 5th when Brent got into it, I believe is when you took your long position out here. Anyways, that was confirming a Rhodes momentum indicator signal. Okay, so price is above, so you got nice bottoming signals out there, everything that you need, plus price right now trading above the top of that daily profile. I gave you the resistance levels for the weekly and the monthly, but back now to the daily chart, your next resistance is $11.59. You probably knew that because that's the high of that TD9 count pattern, so you knew that that was a level that you're going to have to get through. If price can get through that, Brent, then the next area would be 1403. So you'd be dealing with the weekly bottom of the profile and monthly bottom of the profile before you get there. So at this stage of the game, we'd have to say with a high degree of probability that Occidental Petroleum is on its way up to $11.59 as its next move. Not necessarily in one day. Not that that can't happen, but that's where its price target is. And I see we're about to go to a break, Brent. So if you'd like, why don't you hold on through the break? We can come back. We can take a look at the other time frames, and I can answer any questions that you have about any of the charts that we look at. This is Steve Rhodes with TFNN.
Appreciate that, Steve.
You bet. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be back with Brent, Martinez, California, in just a few minutes.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. We're on the line with Brent in Martinez, California. We're taking a look at Occidental Petroleum, which formed a nice little Rhodes momentum and TD9 count bottom. It did that October 2nd and the 5th out here. And there's a nice counter trend rally. We're going to call it a counter trend rally right now until a key level of resistance gets taken out, which would be $11.59 out here. And that's that TD9 breakdown resistance level. And so I'd say, Brent, not until you see price close above that will we get some type of change in trend signal. And that's really, in a certain extent, what the weekly time frame chart is showing us. So when we take a look at the significant bottom that formed, this was back in March of this year. It was on bar number 8 on a weekly basis of a TD9 count out here. And prices come back into that area, but I don't have any kind of a bottoming signal. And remember, price is trading below the bottom of that weekly profile. So, has this formed a bottom on a daily to at least have a counter trend rally? Yes. Has it had a change in trend signal? I don't get that type of information from either the daily or the monthly. Granted, price is back into those swing point areas on lighter volume. So I would do is just simply I'd stay in the trade and be watching to see what happens at about the 11:59 area. Now, that's on the daily, weekly, and monthly time frame, Brent. And those folks that are listening in are saying, hey, I want to get on this move here like Brent did. I'm going to offer a word of caution right now. Why? It's at 1:19 in the afternoon. Why would I be offering a word of caution? Well, on a short-term time frame chart, you've got a TD9 count. That took place at 11. Well, it actually completed by 12 noon out here. Now, there's nothing that's really broken apart, not at this stage of the game, but with these 9 counts, you've seen them at the bottom, at the tops out here. Perhaps price is going to pull back to the test Stevie's green line, the center of its profile, in the 1071 area. 1056 is a possibility, even 1015. So we'd have to see at this stage. Now, if price can close above that TD9 count high, that's the high of the day, well, then that's a strong momentum message to the upside. So for your day's information, Brent, you're really looking for during the next couple of hours whether or not you see a close above 1094. If you do, then it's back off to the races to the upside. If you don't, just expect and anticipate some kind of retracement out here. How does that help?
Oh, absolutely, Steve, as always. Ton of information. Now I just have to absorb all that and
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Well, no,
I
look,
can handle it.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. I think the information really is the daily is saying you stay with it, and this thing is headed up to 11:59, and just the short-term time frame chart. I want somebody just jumping in on it, knowing that on a 30-minute basis you've got this little short-term top out there. But otherwise, looks like a great trade.
That's great. I appreciate all the information as always.
You bet. Hey, Brent, good to hear from you. Thanks for calling. Have a terrific Thursday.
You too. Take care, Steve.
You bet. You bet. So let's go back to the equity markets out here. Dow's up 72. S&P is up 20. Try to get a feel for what all this means and what else to be watching for. So one of the things that you're going to want to watch for at the end of the trading session, that's the 4 p.m. trading session, is going to be that spot volatility index. Where does it close? Right now, trading out at 27.21. It's still trading above the 50-day exponential moving average. The exponential moving average is at 26.92. If price can close below that, and the ES Mini continues to trade above 34.17, then that would be a formula for the markets continuing to move higher. That would be the formula that would suggest that the S&P 500, the ES Mini, that they are making A to B equals CD patterns, perhaps Gartley sell patterns, with an initial price target in the S&P of 35.11 out there. So really, at the end of the day, the numbers to be watching, the ES Mini is going to be 34.17. The spot volatility index, the number you're going to be watching there, is 26. Well, now it's 26.92. So it's in that 26.90 type range out there. A close below that and a close above the ES Mini, that is bullish for the market. What happens if the opposite happens? Well, resistance will have held. The spot volatility index will still be above the 50-day, and there could be a rug pull. There could easily be a rug pull out there. Inside the ES Mini, or inside the S&P 500, but we'll go back to the ES Mini, there is no topping signal out here. The only topping signal, so to speak, is price running into resistance. So here, as you take a look at profiles, daily, weekly at the top, monthly, and quarterly at the bottom, what we can see is price is above all profiles right now for the S&P 500. It is bullish. That is why, even though price passed a B point, a swing point, with lighter volume, you're still above that, and therefore the A to B equals CD pattern is in effect. If anything, what it does is it sets up that potential for the so-called Tiger Gartley. In a Tiger Gartley, you would be passing a B point with lighter volume, and that's what we have inside the marketplace. The last piece of that puzzle would be to go to David White's power law vector indicator out there, just to kind of see on the actual move itself along the along that move whether there's more or less energy going against the prior move to the, in this case here, be a move to the downside. Okay, so that's what you're watching with regard to the S&P 500. What else do we want to go take a look at? What else is pertinent? Let's go check in on that New York Stock Exchange. Curious what. So the New York Stock Exchange, so this is interesting right now. And we're looking at the advanced decline oscillator, which is panel number 2 out here. Now, just for the heck of it, blanks and giggles, you can figure out what the blank is out here. You've got the advanced decline line at 529.208. Was there a higher high back here? 529. So it looks like we are at a new all-time high in the advanced decline oscillator reading. Just trying to see if this in fact is. Yeah, we are right now as we speak. So when the advanced decline, so the way that markets make tops, this is kind of giving us a signal that the market is not ready to make a significant top yet. At least that's the message for the advanced decline oscillator. There's only been one instance where the New York Stock Exchange has topped with the advanced decline oscillator at an all-time high level. That is typically not what happens out here. Now, the message, so what I do is I take that advanced decline information, and that then we use that can create an oscillator. So in our case, the oscillator that we're using is the difference between the 19 and the 39 day, in this case here, or periods, but 39-day exponential moving average. That's what creates that. Then that creates the summation index, which is the line below that. When the summation index line turns green, it tells us the advanced decline oscillator is above zero. Green would indication that buyers or bulls are in control of the marketplace. Red, that sellers are in control of the marketplace. So that's how those three panels on my screen, there's 5 panels out here, but the one after price and the one that is above the CBOE spot volatility index out there. But the point I wanted to make to you share with you with regard to the advanced decline oscillators when it closes above plus 150. Right now it's trading at 176 and change. I don't know what the end of day reading is, but a advanced decline oscillator that closes above plus 150 tells us about higher highs to follow. Not necessarily the next day. Sometimes it could be a week or two or a month or something like that, but you don't, this is not how markets end. This is not how bull markets end out there. The way that you would typically in the advanced decline line see some type of a top is you would get a divergence. You would see the advanced decline line making lower highs with price making higher highs. But that is not what we have right now. Very interesting. Schultz, it wasn't Schultz that said that, right? It was R.D. Johnson, wasn't he the one that was the very interesting guy? I think so. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. Dow's up 70, S&P 18. We'll be right back. Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as,
whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step-by-step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab. Bam!
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So let's go take a look at a couple instruments here. Some requests. Bob in the Tiger's Den wants to take a look at Boeing. BA is the ticker symbol. And, hey, Bob, you're absolutely correct out there. There's a lot of resistance near the 170 area. To be specific, it's 170.57. That is the top of the daily profile. So you're trading inside, or it's trading inside a bullish structured profile. support being between 152.29 and 155.24 out here. You can see a number of descent. You can see a number of trend lines out there, rising and descending. So you've got it's not a whole. Now, when you take a look at this, and I don't know how long your position, you're in a position, a small position out here. When I pull over this other chart and I take a look at it, it tells me that. Whoops, sorry, wrong instrument. That was for the next call or the next request out there. Just trying to plan ahead. But if we do take a look at Boeing, as soon as I opened this chart and I looked at this, Bob, all I see is just a sideways move since June. So we got June, July, August, September, now October out here. And there's no indication that this is going. So you can see the range out here, let alone the smaller range, which is the daily profile that it's trading into. So I don't see anything of significance here. I don't see any reason to jettison the position at this stage. You'd have to see a close below the bottom of that bullish structure daily profile to tell you that you're likely wrong. But then, of course, if you get a close below that and I expand out the daily time frame chart, then you might have some support at the trend line. So really your stop on this trade would need to be, let's try to read it. I would have to say it would really need to be below 145.02 out here. But if price does close below 152.69, that might be the signal that you're going to get that test of that swing point from back on September the 24th out there. So not a ton of movement. I don't see, I don't know what is coming down the pipe out here, but I just see sideways action. I think you're probably better served to have your money someplace else. Plus you're in the money. You made some money here, and but that's what we see with regards to, so you're dead on right with regard to resistance out there. So best of luck with the trade in Boeing. HD writes in, and HD says, what are your thoughts on Mosaic out here? So let's go take a look at it. MOS is the ticker symbol, and it's trading now above the top of the daily profile, right now above the top of the weekly profile, which is 1903. So HD, you're looking for a close tomorrow above 1903. That would be beautiful. That would send a signal to you that because price is above the top of the daily and weekly profiles, the target would become the top of the monthly. So 2250 becomes the price target out there. So everything here looks good. We want to go take a look at my other set of tools, though, to see where we at with regard to wave counts, TD9 counts, is price moving higher, doing less relative energy, all those types of things out there. So as we expand out the daily time frame chart for Mosaic, what we're going to see out here, as we can see, we've got wave number 7. This is back on September 18th. So HD, you'd really like to see it close above that. That's 2003 out there. Close above that takes out that pattern. We can also see that price is moving higher, doing less relative energy. That pattern is in play, but right now we do not have a bearish reversal candle. And what price did today was pulled back and tested Stevie's green line at 1927. Did it get right to 1927? No. Looks like it missed it by a penny or two out there. Doesn't matter. That's the test, and that is a successful test, and that says to remain and to stay long out here. So do we see a topping pattern? Look, price does need to clear that high from September 18th. Doesn't mean you jettison the position or anything. It just means that there's your resistance point at 2003, and you can see today's price action is showing you that same thing. That's the daily time frame. The weekly time frame out here is giving us a signal. We mentioned price was trading above the top of that profile. That's a beautiful thing, but you can also see wave number 7, letter G, which can extend. If we have higher highs next week and the following week, then that pattern just simply extends. But that is the 7th inning stretch pattern. On a weekly time frame HD, we can see that its oscillator and change line has changed from red to green. This tells us over the coming sessions, I don't know if it's 1, 2, 5, 10, but over the next coming sessions, we should see price in that line pull back and test each other. If you're long on an intermediate term basis, what you want to see is a successful test, a test and rejection like a trampoline bouncing off of it. That would give you a bullish signal, okay, ready to move to higher ground. So the weekly is saying, okay, I've got some type of retracement that is coming just simply because my oscillator on change line changed colors. Why that works, don't know, but it does work, and that's why we pay attention to it. So in the daily case, the way that you'll know that it's working is you'd first start to see a close below Stevie's green line at 1927. Then you've got the daily profiles to deal with, 1852, 17, 79, and 17.24 out there. Monthly time frame chart here. We had talked about that when we looked at it on my other set of charts out there, and that said that price was likely headed for the top of its profile. That's at 2250. That's still a true statement out here. If price can clear 2250, close above 2250, then 3162 becomes the next move. So how do we summarize this? Very simple. Everything here looks bullish as we take a look at what Mosaic is doing. And the next real upside move won't come until you see it close above $20.03. Hope that helps you out, HD, and best of luck with that trade out there or investment. The next question comes in from Art. Art says, coffee. Could you please take a look at coffee out here? So let's go take a look at coffee. And you're using Joe. You know what I don't know about Joe? I'll try real quickly out here for you. And that is... shoot. Give me a second here, folks. My apology. The question is, what are the equity futures contracts inside of Joe? So Joe ETF holdings, and we'll see if anything pops up here that we can easily go to. So let's see here, this little ETF.com database, whether this will give it to us in a quick and efficient manner out here. Joe, holdings. Nothing pops out at me right quick. So, Art, I'm going to give you, we're going to go take a look at the December contract for coffee out here, but you're going to want to take a look at, see what the holdings are inside of the Joe ETF, because I do not know which contract or contracts are in there, and that's going to really be important, because when we do go take a look at coffee, we're going to see that the active contract right now is December. And we take a look at December, I'll just expand this out here, that just to make it a little bit easier. And as we take a look at the December contract, there is a brand new profile that formed today. The bottom of that profile, this is coffee futures, December, it's 106.87. The top, 111.80. If you're long Joe, which I believe you are, you're looking for a close above 111.80. That is under the assumption that is the December futures contract that is trading inside the Joe ETF, and I don't know that. It could be that it is the March 21. It could be May 2021. It could be July 2021. It could be all of these. I don't know which ones they are. Each of them, those futures contracts out here, Art, have different sets of profiles. Now, the good news is, whether we're looking at March of 2021, May of 2021, or July of 2021, prices trading right now today above the bottom of those profiles. So that is a good thing out there. And what you're looking for in the case of coffee futures, you're looking for this to close above 111.80. Not necessarily today, but if it did, that would be your sign of a potential change in trend inside the December coffee futures. For March of 2021, in case that's in there, you're looking at the figure of 116.79 and 118.19 when it comes to May coffee futures. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get the competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Folks, let's finish off for Art coffee. And so the question is, we see that price. We were talking about the new daily profile. We know price is trading in between it. We had mentioned in order for December coffee futures to suggest a change in trend, we need to see a close above 111.80. That is the top of its daily profile out there. Now, what you're really looking for today is a close above Stevie's red line. And price is trading really right on it right now, right around the 110.40 number. The actual number, well, I won't get it that way. Let me get my data box here going. Pull this over, see where we're at. It's a 110.33, and you're at 110.40. The reason why you want to see a close above Stevie's red line is because the red line represents a price oscillator that is below zero. And when you test and reject that, meaning you trade back lower out there, it tells you you're in an environment with a falling price oscillator below zero. It's really important here with regard to coffee futures, the December contract that is, because there's no valid bottoming pattern that I have. That doesn't mean it hasn't bottomed. It's just not one of the patterns that you and I look for to help us identify a bottom out there. And that says 99.35 is still game. Now, before price get to 99.35, it's got to contend with the bottom of its profile and in a rising trend line that has contained price so far. So you only have that issue if you start to see price close below the bottom of its profile out there. More important is that close today above 103, whatever the number was I gave, 103.90, something out there. Close above that says, okay, price likely makes another run for that 111.80 area. It doesn't tell us whether it would take it out or not. So thanks for writing in, Art. Hope that helps you out. Let's go to our next question. I see we've got a couple here in the queue. The first one coming in from Bob. And it says, can you see where GDX will be in a few days? Thanks out there. Well, I like to think I'm good, but I also know I'm not that good. That good to tell you, where is this going to be 2 days from now? Imagine if I had that skill. Imagine if anyone had that skill out here. But what we can do, and what we are going to do, is we're going to go take a look at it with the charts and get a feel for what the charts are communicating to you and I right now. Bullish, bearish, neutral. What is it? So what we're going to do is go take a look at the GDX. So to take a look at the GDX, let's do this here. Let's do a couple things. Let's do it just like we do our normal instruments out here. We're going to begin by taking a look at our daily, weekly, and monthly profiles. We can see that price is trading inside its daily profile. That expands all the way from 37.72 as support. 39.64 is the center of the profile, and resistance at 42.84. Price is trading in between its weekly profile, and price is trading in between its new monthly profile. So real resistance out here right now we're going to use as the new monthly top of that profile, and that's $39.86 out there. So that's what we see in taking a look at those charts. Price again in between the profiles for the daily and weekly. So now let's go take a look at Stevie's white background charts. What do we know about, well, we got to put up the GO. I just got to grab my other set of charts. Give me a moment here. My apology. Thought I had done that. And voila, I did. I just grabbed the wrong thing. Now, here we've got the GDX. So what do we know about the GDX? Well, we know that it's oscillator and change line changed from green to red a few days ago. We just talked about when we took a look at coffee out there. We just took a look at the importance of that red line, and the GDX is giving you a bearish message as we speak right now. If we see a price close below, well, as long as price remains below Stevie's oscillator and change line, 39.10, that is suggesting lower price. Now, there's breakout support, which is held. That's at 38.34. So that's at 38.34. That's the level you're going to really want to be able to watch, because if price closes below, close below 38.34, certainly it tells us about getting back to a prior swing point. And that could contain price. That was a low from September 24th. But more likely than not, its message to you, Bob, would be a move back to 32.69, the next breakout area support. On a weekly basis out here, so watch Stevie's red line. That's generating important information for you. The weekly doesn't have any information for us, so to speak, other than price below Stevie's green line. So the green line is positive, but says we still might see a further pullback out here. So that's really supported by what we looked at on that daily time frame. No topping signal on the monthly time frame, but price would have support on a pullback at about 35.75. So back to the GDX. How do we summarize it? Pretty simple. Right now, we have first it topped with a Rhodes momentum indicator top, wave number 7 out here. Price is tested and rejected Stevie's red line. The GDX is suggesting to you and I that it wants lower price. There's no other way to read the charts out there. So I hope that helps you out, and thanks so much for writing in. Hector and Patty, the fuel injectors out there. Hector writes in, he says, gold on a 30-minute basis. What are your thoughts from the short-term standpoint? Well, let's go take a look at that 30-minute time frame out here for gold. December contract out here, and as we take a look at it, let's pull this chart over, get a feel for what its signals are. So we take a look at Goldilocks out here. What do we have? Not much. Gold is trading in between support and resistance. Where is support? There's really two levels of support. There's a red dash solid line. There is a red dash line. Actually, let me restate that. How can there be a red dash solid line? I apologize, folks. I did, and I know it's hard to believe that I went beyond the 6th grade out there, but I did. But clearly, I was skipping all those grammar classes out there. I wish I could go take those classes over again. And yeah, I'm sure you do, more so than I do. But here is the deal. There's a dash line. That's the breakout, TD9 breakout level. That's 1883. It's long as 1883.30 be specific for you, Hector. That's support. Price is tested that, it's held. Where's resistance? Well, resistance right now is really the top of the European range at the 1899 level out there. That also happens to be the center of a profile that's in play. And the other level of resistance, if price could clear that, is 1905.60. I don't really see much in gold at this stage of the game. It's just really been a sideways move out there. And those are your areas. So with regard to the 30-minute chart, just sideways consolidation, chop back and forth. So Hector and Patty, thanks so much for writing in. Hope that helps you out. I see we've gotten through all of the questions, I think. Let me see if there's something in the Tiger's Den. Got it. Okay, so that was really just a comment out there. Well, I'll show you another comment. It was really a comment about the Wilshire 5000. So this is also kind of an interesting. I was trying to see if I could figure this out. I can't, but maybe I'll show you. I'll show you the puzzle. If you're a puzzler out there, maybe you can figure this out. I spent about an hour and I couldn't come up with anything definitively. So what the heck are you talking about, Steve-O? I'll get there. Just be patient. I'll get there. What I'm going to be referring to, as soon as I get this screen here cleared, is the equal-weighted ETF. So, for example, the S&P 500, the SPY, we'll just use this via the SPY out here. Here, when we take a look at the SPY, we can see that it hasn't even been able to take out its profile out here. It shows an A to B equals CD pattern. Don't know whether this is really going to unfold or not at this stage here. And it's in bar number, today would be bar number 4 potentially of a TD9 count. That's the S&P 500 by the weighted ETF SPY. Now let's go take a look at its equal weighted. And the reason, before I put the chart out here, My experience, you go back and see if it's your experience too. My experience is the equal weighted ETFs generate great signals. They provide us with tons of information, really much like the Wilshire 5000. We're in bar number 9 today. You can see this is already completed, at least the 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. It's above that trading day from a few days ago. It's above that resistance, the dark cloud cover, and this has a 9 count. But I think this 9 count is telling us this is not the top, and that there is strong momentum inside the S&P 500, just not via the weighted version. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The gold report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the gold report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the gold report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, oil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Currently, we've got the Dow trading at 28,395. That's up 92 points. S&P up 22 points out there as well. See a close below 1423, that could be troublesome for you. If you take a look at now, ordinarily I'd say, hey, look, this is a bullish structured profile. you get above the center of that profile, price should be able to make a run for the top, and that's 1575. But it's really struggling to do so. It's dealing with this swing point from October 1st that had volume of 1.7 million shares, really just a few days ago. Today, you're at 754 pushing into it. So it doesn't appear to me that it's not a reason to exit the position. What you really don't want to see, what you really want to see it do is get back above 1481.94 by tomorrow. Because if it closes below 1481.94 by tomorrow, that'll be the fourth week in a row where price will be below the bottom of its bullish structured weekly profile. And that could really be sending you a signal of a potential A to B equals CD to the downside. We're not there yet. And look, there's still some support here. When we take a look at the monthly time frame chart, that's at 1428. That's probably like the last line of demarcation, except we know 1423 is the bottom of the daily profile. So 1423.41 is your real key number out there, Satish. Just moseying along sideways, not a reason to exit the trade, but nothing here to give us that indication that it wants to take off to the upside, and you really want to see it close tomorrow above 1481.94. Folks, thanks so much for being here. Stay tuned for 2 more great hours. You got your favorite polar bear, David White. He's coming up next. After that, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I'll see you back here on Fantastic Friday. Have a terrific Thursday, folks.